Stories of Pine Bluff. In the small town of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, in the 1940s, there was a police station where a young woman named Betty worked as a secretary. Her job was mundane and repetitive, but she enjoyed chatting with the detectives and police officers who passed her desk every day. They would share their stories of crime, mystery, and intrigue, and Betty would listen with fascination. One detective in particular, Detective William, caught her attention. He was charming and had a way with words that made her feel like she was right there with him, chasing down the bad guys. They would often chat for long periods, and Betty looked forward to their conversations. When it came time for Betty's review, the captain asked her what her favorite part of the job was. Without hesitation, she replied that she enjoyed speaking with the detectives about their cases, especially Detective William. She went on to share some of the stories he had told her. The captain's expression changed suddenly, and Betty noticed a look of concern on his face. He asked her, "Which detective did you say you've been speaking with?" "Detective William," Betty replied, slightly confused. The captain motioned for her to follow into the hallway, where he pointed to a photograph hanging on the wall. "That's Detective William," he said gravely. "He died 3 years ago while working on a case." Betty's heart dropped. She felt a chill run down her spine as she realized that she had been having conversations with a ghost. From that day forward, Betty tried to avoid the area where Detective Williams' photograph hung. But every now and then, she would feel a presence behind her, and when she turned around, she would see him standing there, smiling at her. One day, Betty mustered up the courage to speak to him. "Detective William," she said softly, "why are you still here?" He smiled and said, "I have unfinished business. There are cases I never solved, and I can't rest until they are closed." Betty nodded, understanding. She knew how much Detective William had loved his job and how dedicated he was to solving cases. From that day on, Betty helped Detective William solve his cases, poring over old files and interviewing witnesses. She felt like she was part of the team, and she knew that he appreciated her help. Years later, when Betty retired, she felt a sense of sadness knowing that she would no longer be able to help Detective William. But as she walked out of the station for the last time, she felt a gentle touch on her shoulder and heard a familiar voice whisper, "Thank you, Betty. You helped me find peace." The end. I hope you enjoyed this creepy crime story. It was written as a collaboration between Dan Brown Jr. and artificial intelligence. It was narrated by a second AI, and the artwork was created by a third AI. If you like the music, you can license this track and many others just like it at www.crimesonics.com. Be sure to check out all of the other AI stories found on our channel. Give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, if you are looking for Hollywood-level true crime music, sound effects, Foley, police chatter, or crimescapes, CrimeSonics is the undisputed best resource on Earth. Simply, to use anything else should be, well, illegal.